I'm here with Bruce Lilker, Lilker Engineering. Bruce's firm was just purchased.
Okay, so we were Lilker Associates consulting engineers for close to 40 years. We are now a part of a company called IMEG Consultants Corp, which is IMEG. IMEG is a 4,000 person organization with over 80 offices around the country, specializing in all sorts of engineers. And it's fully employee owned.
You started this firm, you told me, in 1985. How did you get into engineering?
Good question. Well, went to college, decided I wanted to become well, my parents, of course, wanted me to be a doctor, right? As all good parents do in those days. And, I just made a decision that engineering fits my personality. I like to see how things work, how to build things, and it just made sense to me. So I defied my parents and I got into engineering school. Cooper Union.
What are your specialties? What do you think? What are, like, some people focus on office interiors, others focus on hospitals, others focus on state work.
So the type of work we have done over the years has actually evolved. When we started out, I started out small. We did a lot of corporate interiors only. And over the years, as the organization grew, and when we merged with IMEG, we were 120 people. We took on more complex challenges. So we went from basic corporate interiors to infrastructure, large system replacements in buildings, towards the merger 2 years ago, we had three specialties, none of which were actually corporate interiors. We were doing a lot of healthcare, education, mainly for the New York City School Construction Authority, and aviation, which is very unusual. We're just completing Terminal 6 at JFK right now, ground up.
When you look back at your career, what are some of the more complex projects that you look at and you say to yourself the rest of your life, that was an incredible project, I pulled something off? It doesn't have to be a big project. It's just something that you can look back and say, that was a great project.
Well, I think you look at the projects and you say, which ones are notable, which ones are you really, really proud of, and you look back and you say, wow, I did that. Needless to say, I think when Terminal 6 at JFK is finished, we're going to look back at that one and say, whoa, that's beautiful. But over the years, and again, it's a 40-year career, we've done millions of square feet of corporate interiors, financial institutions, advertising agencies, and they're all challenging. All have their special requirements. But in addition to that, we have our fair share of ground up work. The Louis Vuitton Tower on 57th Street was one of our earlier high-rise ground up projects. Some landmark related work. We did work in the Puck building. We did work on Ellis Island, the Starrett Lehigh building. We worked on, which is a couple of million square feet over on the west side.
I'm a real estate broker and I have a team around me. I have the architect, I have the engineer, I have the financial analyst, I have the project manager. I want to know from you, when should the engineer get involved? If you sign the contract, you're going to pay that same amount. So when is the best time to bring you on board?
In my experience, the best time is when the client is contemplating a move. And I say contemplating because oftentimes it's a stay move decision that has to be made. Many times the client will try to go about it without the help of an architect or an engineer. And oftentimes it's the technical differences that could make the difference in which direction the tenant goes in.
When you're retrofitting a space instead of building it from new, I've always found that the air conditioning never really works right because it wasn't designed. Are there ways that you figured out how to help these tenants, or
Well, so I think a retrofit that doesn't have engineering will probably not work correctly. Whether it's a full gutted space or what we call a patch and match, where you try to retain as much as possible, the mechanical systems need to be engineered because the occupancy changes and the requirements for air conditioning are based on what's going on in the space. Are there a lot of lights? Are there a lot of computers? What are the people doing? Are they active, passive? That all impacts the air conditioning. So while the space may have worked for the prior tenant, you need the engineer to confirm that it will work for the next tenant. And if it's inadequate, it doesn't mean you have to leave that space. You may have to add a little bit of supplemental air conditioning or be creative in other ways.